It's Tuesday. It's the 5th of October, 2021. Today's podcast talks about nice weather again today. Wow. Yesterday and the weekend, you just can't get any better than that. We're going to have a repeat today. So enjoy another nice day today. Take advantage of it. We have two small weather systems that will impact the region between Wednesday and the weekend. They're not big, but they'll be enough to cool us off and bring some of you a little bit of precipitation. Now, the big change is coming next week. Confidence is high that much colder, wet weather is coming. We have a high confidence level that a major shift to colder, wet weather next week is on the line. What we don't have high confidence on is the exact path of the storm and where the areas that will have the highest impacts will be. So trend is your friend here. We're confident of the trend, the change in the weather next week, especially between Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But you got to give us a few days to sort out the details. The system is already being talked about in other circles, but be very, very cautious on what you look at online because there's a lot of different scenarios that could come into play. However, hunters and travelers and livestock interests should be prepared that a change is coming. We're very confident of that. More photos continue to roll on in. Here's a beautiful shot from the Interstate 80 summit area along Interstate 80 between Laramie and Cheyenne, and then another great shot along Highway 130 by Saratoga. And then I don't know how the elk were posed for this. They did a great job of posing another shot from North Jackson County, Colorado, north of Walden. As we look at the satellite imagery, we can see a lot going on here. Now, what I did was I backed up the satellite photo to show you a little bit more. Here is the first little low that's down in the desert southwest that's going to come up this way and dissipate, but it will be producing some showers later today and into tomorrow across portions of Utah, the western slope of Colorado, parts of Arizona and New Mexico, and a few showers will also get up into northeastern areas of Idaho, northwestern areas of Wyoming and southwest Montana. Here is the next system. You see the swirl here? That's a pretty impressive little swirl as this next low will drop south and east off the coast of British Columbia into the Pacific Northwest, bringing wet weather to Washington, Oregon, parts of Northern California as we get on into late Wednesday and into the day on Thursday. This system will be swinging through during the course of Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday across the central and northern Rockies. So these are the two systems that will be impacting us after another great day today. After today, things begin to change, especially in the central and northern areas. Now, if you were to look way, way, way up here, you see the blue? This represents colder air and colder cloud tops, and the next low that's building up along the north slope of Alaska north of the Aleutians. It's this guy right here that is going to be the big weather maker next week. This time of year, we pay a lot of attention, and we will during the course of the winter, to this area of the globe because this is the source region for a lot of our weather during the course of the winter season. So we always want to keep an eye on that. If we were to take a look at how this looks on a map, you can see we've got this little low right here coming through by tomorrow morning. Not much of a system, but enough to produce showers for the Great Basin and some areas of the Rockies. Here's the next storm system coming into British Columbia, and there's the one we just showed you up on the satellite imagery. As we take a look at the weekend, this is Saturday. That first trough swings through. It's not terribly strong or organized, but there's going to be some showers this weekend. Cooler temperatures. There'll be a few snow showers up over the higher mountains. Certainly this weekend is not going to be as nice as the last two weekends. See all the blue up here in Alaska? Some really cold air with that low pressure up there. So we are seeing the cold air beginning to build up in those northern latitudes. We're also seeing high pressure wanting to build west of the Aleutians, which is going to help direct the jet stream this way. And as we go forward, this is where we are for next Wednesday. And again, we could see a different set of scenarios. Right now, it's showing the low over Salt Lake City by Wednesday morning. Yesterday models had the low over northeastern Colorado. There are two basic scenarios that we think will happen. One is this scenario right here, where it's going to dig into Utah and be a Utah storm and then kick this way up into Montana and the Dakotas as we get into during the day Wednesday. The other scenario is that it comes down a little bit more south and then we see this circle here more located here. Either solution is viable. Either solution is likely. I think it's one or two of these different ideas that is going to happen. If this scenario unfolds, it'll be this part of the nation right here that gets the coldest weather and the heaviest rain and the heaviest snow. If the low ends up here, the arch of the stormiest weather is going to be more like this. So there could be quite a bit of displacement depending on what system, how the system behaves, where it tracks. So we're a week away. So take everything with a grain of salt other than the change is coming. Where is the cold air coming from? Now this is for Monday morning. These temperatures are in Fahrenheit. So if you look along the north slope of Alaska, we've got sub-zero temperatures forming already there. So if you were to look, it's like, well, where is the cold coming from? You know, earlier, last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the cold air building in Siberia, north slope of Alaska. So you're building up the cold right here, and once you have a chance to release it, which is going to be the case. So we see the cold. You got to get that before your confidence level goes up in the forecast, and now we're definitely seeing that cold building up. This is what temperatures look like relative to average by next Tuesday. So by next Tuesday afternoon, the cold air is digging in to the western United States. Look at California. You're talking 20 to 30 degrees below average, even in the northwest areas of Mexico. So we're looking at the cold really digging in to the Pacific Northwest, California, and the Great Basin. You know, they have not seen anything of this magnitude in quite a while. So that'll be interesting to watch and see what happens. Then this cold air gets sliding off to the east. And then what happens is we get cold. It's that time of year, folks, you may really want to consider putting these guys to bed as we are looking at temperatures and conditions getting a lot colder. As you take a look at the snowfall forecast, again, take this with a grain of salt because this is going to change and shift around. But you can see the higher mountains in the northern and central Rockies, even the Sierra Nevada, is looking at some significant snow potential from the system as the cold air comes through. Obviously, if you're a hunter, if you're a traveler, as we get into the early parts of next week, you're going to need to be prepared. So stay tuned. We'll have more details as we get closer. Look at the forecasted low temperatures for Wednesday morning. Now, these may change as well. I think this is overdoing it. I think the model is kind of off the rails here a little bit, but the trend is your friend, remember, when we show you these maps. But what we're seeing is single digits and teens over portions of Wyoming, portions of northwest Colorado. Look at these temperatures along the Wasatch of Utah. Yikes. I mean, so we're talking about a penetration of cold. Look at 31 degrees in Nevada. Las Vegas is even impacted by the much colder air. So we are looking at the first real big outbreak of cold this fall season with this system. Have yourself a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have yourself a great day ahead and enjoy the beautiful weather.